The Democratic Party, I do think, understands that they are at an existential moment. Parties don't have to survive. The Whigs came and went and others, and they understand they're not going to win with the AOC wing.
Why is it that the Democrats didn't look at the reasons they lost and then try to come more to the middle? Instead,
they're doing it finally.
Not AOC, not Bernie.
The Democratic Party knows it's in trouble. They're at a point where their future isn't guaranteed, just like other parties in history that disappeared. Bill Maher pointed this out during a recent episode of Club Random with Gillian Michaels. And things got heated fast. One of the main topics, AOC, Maher didn't hold back. He said the Democrats won't win with the AOC wing of the party. He wondered why the Democrats didn't...
She is the front runner, followed close, I guess not a close second, but then...
That's just name recognition.
Okay, fair. And one would hope, honestly. Because I've been underwhelmed by her for quite some time, whether you like her or not.
AOC. You're talking about Kamala?
Yeah.
Oh, totally underwhelming.
But then the next one in line is AOC.
I mean, I voted for her, but totally underwhelming.
Take a hard look at why they lost recent elections and move more toward the middle. Instead, it feels like they're only now starting to shift direction, though not people like AOC or Bernie Sanders. Then came the real clash. He started talking about who the Democrats might run in 2028. Gillian Michaels threw out Kamala Harris's name and said she was unimpressive. Maher agreed. But then she added AOC to the same list stand that set things off. Maher leaned in. She could feel the energy shift. He seemed shocked, and the conversation turned tense. Michaels had basically said that AOC and Kamala were both underwhelming. And that...
Why is it that the Democrats didn't look at the reasons they lost and then try to come more to the middle? Instead...
They're doing it finally.
Not AOC, not Bernie.
It struck a nerve. Maher said voters are mostly familiar with Kamala and Ma. And AOC just because of name recognition, but that doesn't mean people are excited about them. Michaels admitted she voted for AOC, but still found her disappointing. That moment hit hard. Then they talked about the Ice Cube arrest that had Democrats in an uproar. Maher argued that the party hurt itself by putting Kamala in the spotlight when she clearly wasn't connecting with voters. He said the meltdown afterward wasn't justified. They had set themselves up to fail. Michaels took it further, saying the party was falling apart. She wasn't mocking them, just
Matt Taibbi, he can be so funny. I think it was him with the funniest line. He said, AOC is practically a police sketch drawing of what Americans don't want for president.
Pointing out that they're stuck in denial. She said the Democrats are like a ship, slowly sinking while the crew keeps smiling and pretending everything's okay, Maher tried to say. The Democrats are finally moving toward the center, but Michaels didn't buy it. She asked the big question. If they're really going centrist, why are they still backing AOC? That hit a nerve. Maher didn't have a strong answer. And then came a brutal quote. Matt Taibbi once joked that AOC is practically a police sketch of what Americans don't want for president. That line landed hard. It wasn't just a debate. It was a wake-up call. The Democrats are facing a major identity crisis. And even people who once supported them are starting to call them out.
She's leading.
But it's 2025. The election isn't for 3 years. This means nothing.
You know what it is?
This means nothing.
It's the fact that I thought...
They're not going to do it. I would bet my house on that. They are not going to go that route.
Jillian's right. The Democrats are still riding the woke train at full speed. If they weren't, they wouldn't even think about backing someone like AOC. Let's be real, AOC makes Kamala Harris look middle of the road. At least with Kamala, you were never quite sure what she stood for. She was vague, careful, hard to pin down. On a woke scale of 1 to 10, Kamala's maybe a 4. But AOC, she's a solid 9 and proud of it. So when people say that Democrats are moving to the center, I have to ask, based on what? And don't even get me started on Newsom. The guy spends more time on his hair than fixing the problems in his state. That's not being moderate. That's all image, no real substance. The DNC is still stuck in its own echo chamber. Thinking that
The Democratic Party wants to survive. Every party does. As they say in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. I see it out here with the groundhogs in my lawn. I see it with
the Democrats.
With the ducks. I have ducks, and they go in the pool, and I yell at them, and they get out.
And catchy slogans can replace real leadership. Look, it's only 2025. The next election is 3 years away, so technically, none of this matters yet. But here's the thing. I don't believe for a second they'll avoid going down this road. I'd bet my house on it. I get that Bill Maher's trying to stay hopeful. But seriously, all of us saying this can't be wrong. Don Lemon was on Club Random recently, and when Maher asked who might take over after Kamala, Lemon didn't hesitate. He said AOC. Another guest on Real Time agreed. And now Jillian Michaels is saying it too. This isn't just some crazy theory anymore. It's becoming a pattern. Personally, I think it's going to come down to AOC versus Gavin Newsom. And in the end, I think AOC takes the win. Sure, Newsom is polished, but AOC brings fire. Don't forget, no one...
The Democratic Party, I do think, understands that they are at an existential moment. Parties don't have to survive. The Whigs came and went, and others, and they understand they're not going to win with the AOC wing.
Thought Kamala had a real shot either. Yet, she still ended up leading the party straight into a mess. If Maher thinks the DNC will suddenly act logically, he's in for a shock. History shows they don't take his advice. He warned them about Biden's mental state years ago. They ignored him. He said Kamala was unelectable. They put her front and center anyway. And now, here we are again, hoping they listen. When? He warns them about AOC. They won't. The truth is, the DNC seems to care more about sticking to their beliefs than actually winning elections. Maher may have solid points, but the party has a habit of doing the opposite of what he says. Honestly, his criticism might even help AOC more. The activist base doesn't hear don't. They hear go for it. I do think the Democrats know they're at a crossroads.
It's going to be a bitter pill for the Latinx, gluten-free, non-binary Hamas lovers in the party, but they're just going to have to swallow hard at the end of the day.
Political parties don't last forever. The Whigs disappeared, others too. They get that betting on AOC's side won't lead to a win. But strangely enough, AOC's approval ratings are higher than ever, even beating Trump in some polls. That's huge. People aren't just supporting AOC, they're obsessed with her. She's young, bold, confident, and doesn't hide where she comes from. In a time where being relatable and good on social media matters more than anything, she's got the magic formula. Is she the smartest politician out there? Maybe not. But that doesn't seem to matter anymore. In today's politics, it's not about brains. It's about presence, energy, and storytelling. And AOC has all three down cold. Don Lemon and others are saying it out loud now. Maybe the DNC should stop overthinking everything and just give the people what they want. Whether you like it or not, a lot of people want
All right, this is the generic ballot test. This is when you test people in a generic question. Of course, the House races aren't generic. There are 435 of them. What happens when you go race by race?
What happens when you go race by race? Well, it's the same idea. Okay, House seat ratings with a GOP president like back in 2005 and, of course, 2017. More net pickup seat chances. Well, last time around, look at that. Democrats were ahead by 33 seats. How about in 2005? Democrats were ahead by 7 seats. What's going on right now? It's actually Republicans. Actually, Republicans with more net pickup chances at plus 12, according to the Cook Political Report.
AOC. A lot of Democrats are backing AOC right now. Whether that's a smart move for the future, that's still up for debate. But one thing's clear, the hype around her is real and growing. Sure, some parts of the party might not love it, especially the ultra-woke crowd who care more about labels than results. But they'll have to deal with it. A vote for AOC is a vote for more wokeness. She owns it. Her fans love it. But for a lot of Americans, that's exactly the problem. People are tired. We've spent nearly a decade being scolded for saying the wrong thing, judged for not following every new trend, and guilt-tripped over. Things most of us didn't even understand. It's exhausting. And that's where Trump changed everything. Whether you love him or hate him, he didn't play that game. He said what he thought, didn't care who got mad, and reminded people that common sense matters. For millions, he was a break from the nonsense. No more walking on eggshells. No more feeling like every word might get you canceled. That's why many people don't want to go back to the way things were. They don't want more drama dressed up as progress. They want real leaderships. Someone who says what they mean and gets things done. That's not what AOC is offering. Even CNN knows it. That's why their predictions for the Democratic Party's future look so bad. Just